because of this lunatic and her. She's so much worse. She was a lunatic. And just doesn't become you don't have the television guys all over, but the real military, you've been in a room for 2 years and scream won't get them, and when they walk out.
That's right, folks. It happened again yesterday in Indiana, Pennsylvania. Trump rally attendees were seen on video leaving during Donald Trump's speech out of exhaustion and boredom. We continue to see this at Trump rallies over the past few months, and frankly, it's getting a little sad, but we all know it's also kind of fun to watch. Donald Trump getting booed, people walking out on him. I'm going to break it all down for you. I need you to hit that subscribe button first because we are on the way to 3.5 million subscribers and we can't do it without you. If you're already subscribed, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. You know what? Let's watch that video one more time of people leaving Donald Trump's rally in Indiana, Pennsylvania.
Because of this lunatic and her, she's so much worse. She was a lunatic. And just doesn't become you don't have the television guys all over, but the real military, you've been in a room for 2 years and scream won't get them, and when they walk out.
And as a reminder, this was after just the day before we saw attendees leaving Donald Trump's rally in Wilmington, North Carolina, only 28 minutes into his speech. Check this out.
But take nothing for granted. You have to get out and vote. You just have to get out and vote. We cannot accept it. What they do is the only thing they do well. They cheat. The policies.
And so Donald Trump now has been starting to rework his rallies to try to make them shorter. He used to go for like an hour and a half or 2 hours or so in the North Carolina rally. He shortened it to about an hour, maybe a little longer, but people were still leaving at the 28-minute mark. It's just not working. And I think this was the moment that Kamala Harris got into Donald Trump's head and has just absolutely been torturing him with ever since. When Kamala Harris looked Donald Trump in the eye and she told him that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. Look at Donald Trump's face when she says this line. Check it out.
Actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell.
And you know, Donald Trump has become increasingly self-conscious about this fact. He's becoming hyper aware of the people leaving during his rallies. So I'm going to show you some even more clips. Here was Trump's audience in Pennsylvania exiting as he rambled incoherently, and you could see all the empty seats.
Karen, thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. New York, Broome County, PA, Paul Battisti. Thank you, Paul.
And do you remember back in Wildwood, New Jersey, when Trump claimed to have like 100 million bajillion people there, which was not true? Well, here's a video of those folks leaving while Donald Trump was speaking in New Jersey.
A tender-hearted woman's poor half-frozen snake. His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she sighed.
And then here are people walking out of Trump's speech in Las Vegas.
Why are all these people leaving in the middle of the speech? Donald Trump is speaking right now.
So when we get in,
and all these people are leaving. I don't get it. Look at all these people leaving right in the middle of the speech. Are they bored? I don't understand. Why are all you guys leaving? Why are you guys leaving in the middle of the speech? I don't get it. Why is everybody leaving?
They're picketing in front of the
Meetings have to work.
and they're walking up the columns with red paint that doesn't come out. They have to probably sandblast it off. They're hitting red paint all over the place.
Another MAGA moron. They're all leaving.
And now Trump can't stop speaking about this at every event. He had this town hall last week with Sarah Huckabee Sanders in Michigan, and he was talking about his rallies, and he was saying, everybody stays till the end. I promise, everybody stays. Watch.
She said, I don't think I've ever said this before. So we do these rallies. They're massive rallies. Everybody stays till the end, by the way. You know, when she said that, well, your rallies, people leave. Honestly, nobody does. And if I saw them leaving, I'd say, and ladies and gentlemen, make America great again, and I'd get the hell out, okay? Because I don't want people leaving. But I do have to say, so I give these long, sometimes very complex sentences and paragraphs, but they all come together. I do it a lot. I do it with Raising Cane, that story. I do it with the story on the catapults on the aircraft carriers. I do it with a lot of different stories. When I mention Dr. Hannibal Lecter, I'm using that as an example of people that are coming in from Silence of the Lambs. I use it. They say, it's terrible. So they say, so I'll give this long, complex area. For instance, that I talked about a lot of different territory. The bottom line is, I said, the most important thing. We're going to bring more plants into your state and this country to make automobiles. We're going to be bigger than before. But the fake news, there's a lot of them back there. You know, for a town hall, there's a lot of people. But the fake news likes to say, oh, he was rambling. No, that's not rambling. That's genius when you can connect the dots. You gotta now, Sarah, if you couldn't connect the dots, you got a problem. But every dot was connected and many stories were told in that little paragraph.
And by the way, do you remember how Donald Trump reacted when Vice President Harris made those comments during the debate? Donald Trump immediately took the bait and started rambling about crowd sizes and repeating baseless claims about immigrants eating pets. And this is when the debate kind of got away from Donald Trump. Check this out.
Harris, thank you. President Trump, on that point, I want to get your response.
Well, I would like to respond.
Let me just ask, though, why did you try to kill that bill, and successfully so? That would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the border.
First, let me respond as to the
Please.
rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there, and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. And it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. As far as the rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go is they like what I say. They want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase, make America great again. She's destroying this country, and if she becomes president, this country doesn't have a chance of success. Not only success, we'll end up being Venezuela on steroids.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from television.
But the people on television saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris,
out.
I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme. This is, I think, one of the reasons why in this election, I actually have the endorsement of 200 Republicans who have formerly worked with President Bush, Mitt Romney, and John McCain, including the endorsement of former Vice President Dick Cheney and Congress member Liz Cheney. And if you want to really know the inside track on who the former president is, if he didn't make it clear already, just ask people who have worked with him.
Donald Trump is just so easily manipulated. And by the way, that's what makes it so dangerous for him to lead our country. As Hillary Clinton said, this is a guy you could bait with a tweet. Kamala Harris knew that going into the debate, and she knew the exact words to say to get under his skin. As Congressman Jared Moskowitz, who appeared on the MeidasTouch network, said, this wasn't like it was a hidden strategy. They were literally telling people we were going to do this, and they did it, and he still reacted in this way. Watch Jared Moskowitz.
And to think, right, like Kamala's strategy was not it wasn't a hidden strategy. They were literally telling people, hey, we're going to go out there and we're going to try to get under Donald Trump's skin. This is the strategy. We're going to get under his skin and we're going to let Donald be Donald. And the flip side of that, the Donald Trump strategy was also very public. We're going to make sure we don't let her get under our skin. And literally 11 minutes in, she goes crowd size. And he goes, Viktor Orban, they're eating puppies and cats. Abdul, concepts of plans, executing babies. I mean, it was like diarrhea of the mouth as soon as she said crowd size. I mean, I can't actually recall telegraphing your plan, letting your opponent know what your plan is, your opponent prepping against your plan, and then within a second of launching your plan, your opponent falling for it immediately.
By the way, to hear more interviews like that, of course, make sure you subscribe to this channel, but subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast on audio also, and leave us a 5-star review. We post these takes and interviews and a whole bunch of fun stuff that you can listen to throughout your day. Here was the moment during the Democratic convention that drove Trump absolutely mad when Obama made fun of Donald Trump's obsession with crowd sizes. I know you remember this.
The people who will decide this election are asking a very simple question. Who will fight for me? Who's thinking about my future, about my children's future, about our future together? One thing is for certain, Donald Trump is not losing sleep over that question. Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on and on.
Now, here are people walking out of the Trump rally again in New York the other day.
All we need is somebody smart at the top to say, you can't flood our market.
And do you remember a few months back when Trump showed up to the Libertarian Convention and he tried to kick out all the Libertarians and replace them with MAGA loyalists, and the Libertarians pushed back? Then Donald Trump finally got on stage and he was relentlessly and mercilessly booed by the crowd. Watch.
The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do.
And do you remember when Donald Trump went to Philadelphia to hawk his sneakers and he got booed by the crowd there?
Wow. A lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion in this room. Thank you. Thank you. So the really nice thing is we have lines, and I want to thank Chase and I want to thank Alan, but we.
And then Donald Trump becomes so incredibly jealous of Vice President Harris's crowds and the reaction that she gets. And so Tim Walz had this great line a little while back where he said, remember when Donald Trump said those crowds were AI? You know what's not AI? Your votes.
You might know, a while back, Donald Trump said these crowds are all AI. You know what's not AI? Your votes. That's what's not AI.
Let's be real, folks. Vice President Harris broke Donald Trump. I mean, he has been absolutely rudderless since the debate. He cannot cope with the fact that what she said was true. And now he looks around at all these events, seeing the empty seats, and it drives him absolutely up the wall. We're going to continue sharing the truth here, but we need you to share it as well. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit the thumbs up, hit that like button. It really helps. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this report. I love hearing all your feedback, and I love interacting with you and replying to all the comments. Once again, make sure you subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. Anywhere you get audio podcasts, it is completely free. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back in a bit.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram at MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.